testimony you're giving today is true and correct, so help you God.
I do.
I do.
Thank you.
Thank you. Put your hand down. All right, cause number 58, the state of Charles Albert Blanchard. Mr. Davidson, good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
And you may proceed.
I'll get after it. Charles Albert Blanchard, also known as Charles Albert Blanchard Jr., died on April 9th, 2026 at Liberty County, Texas, at the age of 87. This court has jurisdiction and venue in that he had a fixed place of residence in Chambers County at the time of his death. To the best of my knowledge, the document that's been filed with the court dated May 26th, 2021, which purports to be his last will and testament, was never revoked. And I would request that the court take judicial notice that the original is in the court's possession.
Go down.
After the date the will was made, there were no children born to or adopted by the decedent. No state, governmental agency, or charitable organization is named in the will as a devisee. There was no marriage dissolved after the date of the will. His will named his stepdaughter, Carrie Sherrill, to serve as independent executor without bond. She is qualified and not disqualified to serve in that capacity. And we would request that the will be admitted to probate and that upon execution of her oath, Carrie Sherrill be appointed as independent executor without bond, and request that appraisers be waived.
Go down. Thank you, Counselor.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a great day.
You too. All right, call number 59, the state of Terry Allen Chandler. Good morning, Mr. Baker.
Good morning, Judge.
And you may proceed.
Thank you. I had with me Amy Lee Hinojosa, who was born Amy Lee Chandler. And so it's one of Terry's $2, and she'll testify. There's two little aspects of this to pay attention to. One is we're asking for the appointment of co-independent executors, being both daughters, but one lives in the state of Washington. So we have a appointment of a Texas registered agent, so that Amy here will be the registered agent. If some sort of creditor or somebody like that wanted to sue in the administration, she could accept service or be served with service process, because the other daughter's in Washington. And so those are the two things: the co-independent and the out-of-state registered agent.
Yes, sir.
Or in-state. Okay. All right, Amy, now you were sworn as a witness, correct?
Yes.
And you are the applicant for the admission of your father's will to probate, Terry Allen Chandler.
Yes.
All right. Now, is it true that in the will he nominated you? Oh, sorry, Judge. That's a phone. Is it bothering you?
No, it's okay. I'm not going to hold you in contempt of court, so go
Well,
ahead.
I'm going to unplug it.
So this is the case before.
Yeah,
Okay,
I don't know.
now I understand.
Yeah,
Couldn't.
I'm not sure how many cases are ahead of ours actually, but we may be next. There probably going to be a bunch of them.
Oh, that won't happen again.
Thank you, Counselor.
This is the first time I've used this facility for this. Normally, I'm in the conference room, but y'all are doing budgeting, and
Yeah.
conference room wasn't available, and I never thought about that phone ringing because we're the only ones here. But in any event, sorry. All right. So now, Judge, do you have what purports to be the original will of Terry Allen Chandler, dated 29 April 2019, with you?
Yes, sir. It's in the court's file.
All right. Amy, I'm showing you a copy of what purports to be your father's original will.
Yes.
Are you familiar with it?
Yes, sir.
And is it true? Is it his original will?
Yes, it is.
And is that his signature on page 4
Yes.
and page 5?
Yes.
All right. And Judge, I'll let you know it's my signature on page 4 and 5, and Zach Sobronic's signature on page 4 and 5. It's a
Yes, sir.
self-proving will. Now, in that will, he appoints you and your sister as a co-independent executrixes, and your sister's name is Laura K. Simmons, correct?
Yes.
And she lives in the state of Washington, as set forth in the appointment of a Texas registered agent, where she appointed you to be registered agent if the judge admits this will to probate and appoint y'all representatives of the estate.
Yes.
Okay. Now, you have a document here entitled Proof of Death and Other Facts, which details things that you're going to testify to and more. But, have you read this document?
Yes,
Is it true?
yes,
And are we gonna file this in furtherance of your testimony in this case?
yes,
All right. Now, is it true that your father died on or about 4 December of 2023 in Chambers County, Texas, at the age of 75 years?
yes,
And when he died, he owned personal property and real property in Chambers County, Texas?
yes,
All right. And in fact, y'all live on the same property. You still live on the same
Yes, sir.
property? Okay. And then is it true that after the date of his will, he had no children born to or adopted by him?
right. He
Right.
has no other children.
You and your sister are the only children?
Yes,
Right. Is it also true that he was not married at his death?
right,
And he had been married one time to your mother Gretchen,
yes,
and that ended by her death?
yes,
Okay, and that was 2017, right?
yes.
Okay. Now, is it true that your father did not apply for or receive any Medicaid on or after March 1st of 2005?
Yes, that's true.
Right, he had Medicare, but no Medicaid.
Yes,
All right. And then is it also true there's a need for an administration of his estate?
yes,
All right. And so, Judge, with that, we ask that you admit the will to probate and appoint the daughters, co-independent executrixes of the estate.
So done. Thank you, Counselor.
Thank you.
All right, calls number 61, the state of Billy Bob Orr. Mr. Jackson, good morning.
Good morning. Mr. Orr, Monty Allen Orr,
Yes, sir.
how you related to the decedent, Mr. Billy Bob Orr?
His son.
And is it true that he died at the age of 90 here in Chambers County?
Yes, sir.
And he had a will, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And it's dated August 11th, 1999, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And the will was self-proved, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
In fact, I'm a witness to that will, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And even though he did that will in my presence and others, that will couldn't be found, is that correct?
Couldn't be what?
Found.
Oh, yes, sir.
All we could find is copies, right?
Yes, sir.
And you're asking the court to probate that copy, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you tried to locate a will, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
What efforts did you use to locate it?
Tearing the house apart.
All right. And as a result, you did not find a will, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And named you as independent executor, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you're asking the court to appoint you as such, is that right?
Yes, sir.
And there are other people who are proceeding as part of that will, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And those people are Russell, yourself, and Robert.
Yes, sir.
They're your brothers,
Yes, sir.
and no state government agency or charitable institution was granted anything in the will, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And no children born to or adopted after making this will. And your dad was not married after making this will, is that correct?
Yes, sir. That's correct.
And you're asking the court to waive appraisers and to appoint you executor, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
That's all testimony of this witness I have, Your Honor.
All right, call your next witness, Counselor.
Ma'am, please state your name.
Carrie Childress?
And are you aware of Mr. Billy Bob Orr?
Yes, sir.
How are you aware of him?
Through Monty,
How long did you know him?
5 years.
And I showed you his last will and testament. I showed you his signature as indicated on the last page here. Is that in fact his signature?
Yes, sir.
And you've seen the signature in the past, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you testify here today that that in fact is his signature?
Yes, sir.
That's all testimony I have of this witness, Your Honor.
All right, Counselor. Any other witnesses?
Just myself, I signed the will as a witness of the will, Your Honor. and I watched this gentleman sign it, and aware that he did sign it. I had a copy of my records as well.
All right, any other testimony?
That's all, Your Honor.
All right, hereby admit the will of probate. The copy of the will of probate and authorized letters of testamentary. Thank you, Counselor.
Thank you, Judge.
Have a good day. All right, cause number 63, the state of George B. Holtzclaw. Ms. Fronberger, good morning,
Morning, Judge.
and you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. All right, Shanna, state your name for the court, please.
Shanna or Urban.
And tell the court what relation, if any, you are to George B. Holtzclaw.
Stepfather. I'm stepdaughter.
Okay. And is it true that he passed away on March 30th this year in Baytown, Chambers County, Texas?
Yes.
Okay. He was 74 years of age when he passed away and a resident of Chambers County, Texas. Is that
Yes.
correct? Let me show you a copy of which the original is on file with the court that purports to be his last will and testament. It's dated January 22nd of 2020. Do you recognize this as his last will and testament?
Yes.
You familiar with his handwriting?
Yes.
And you recognize his initials on the page? And do you recognize his signature?
Yes.
All right. To the best of your knowledge, was this will ever revoked?
No.
Were there any children born or adopted to him after the will was executed?
No.
Were there any marriages dissolved after this will was executed?
No.
Did the will name the state of Texas, an agency of the state of Texas, or a charity as a beneficiary?
No.
Okay. Now the will named Sharon Holtzclaw, which actually was your mom.
Yes.
But your mom predeceased him. Is that right?
Yes.
Now, and then she died, I believe, September 24th of 24.
Yes.
And the will named you, and it actually the will had your last name misspelled. So, Judge, as you'll see, it's got Shanna L. Oath Irvin. In fact, her name is Shanna L. Orth Irvin, and we'll get that in a second. But it named you to serve as an alternate independent executor if your mom was unable to serve.
Yes.
Okay, you are not a convicted felon,
No.
not been convicted of a crime of theft, fraud, or moral turpitude. Never been deemed incapacitated, determined incapacitated by a court of law, and you are otherwise competent and you are otherwise qualified to serve as an independent executor.
Yes.
Judge, we'd ask the will be admitted to probate and Miss Irvin, Orth Irvin, be issued letters testamentary. And I believe, Judge, in the order, in the prayer part of the order, we've requested that the letters be issued in her correct name, which is Shanna L. Orth Irvin. And we ask the appraisers be waived.
Oh, done. Thank you, Counselor.
Thank you, Judge.
Have a good day.
You too.
All right, cause number 65, the state of Nancy L. Money Smith Booth.
Yes, good morning, Your
ma'am.
Honor.
And you may proceed.
Thank you. Miss Nancy L. Moneysmith passed away on October 23rd, 2025. She was born October 11th, 1936. She passed away at the age of 89 years old in Fort Recovery, Ohio. At the time, she was domiciled in Gibson Township, Fort Recovery, Ohio. This court has jurisdiction to this foreign estate as the decedent owned mineral rights within Chambers County. Ms. Moneysmith died with a valid will dated October 23rd, 2018, and a codicil dated October 23rd, 2025, the originals of both which are now in the court's possession. This will has been admitted to probate in Mercer County, Ohio, and the court has exemplified copies of those probate proceedings certifying all of this information as truthful and accurate. As such, we have submitted an application to probate this foreign will and request that the court admit the will to probate. There is a valid will, there are no debts in Texas against the estate, no Medicaid claims, and otherwise meets the statutory requirements for muniment of title, which we request the court to grant to expedite this process for such a simple estate. In lieu of muniment of title, we hereby request that letters of administration be issued to the co-executors, whom are both present if they need to make any statements for the court.
So you're requesting to probate the will and have co-executors.
Yes, sir, that's correct. We have Constance Heiser and J. Bruce Moneysmith. They are the co-executors directed by the will. They're acting as co-executors in the state of Ohio. And we've requested them to act as co-executors here for this ancillary probate.
Okay, everybody admits the will to probate. Thank you, Counselor. All right, cause number 68, the state of Glenn Joseph DeCure.
Yes, sir, Judge. How are you this morning?
Good morning, Mr. Dowden. I'm good. How are you?
Good.
You may
Doing
proceed.
well, thank you. Judge, I have Ms. Mary Ellen DeQueer, who's been sworn, and I'll start testimony with your permission.
You may.
You are Mary Ellen DeQueer, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Ms. DeQueer, you're here today regarding the estate of your late husband that you were married to, I understand, for 65 years. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. DeQueer passed on or about April 12th, 2026 in Winnie, Chambers County, Texas. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
And of course, he was 88 years of age, and 4 years, of course, have not elapsed since his passing. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
We believe jurisdiction and venue are correct in Chambers County because you and Mr. DeQueer reside in Winnie and own property in Winnie. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And the total value of his estate well exceeds $10,000. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
Mr. DeQueer did not apply for Medicaid benefits on or after March 5th, 2005. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And he left a valid written will that we have filed with the Chambers County Clerk, and I have a copy of it here, and I will show you page 3 of the true and correct copy of the will. Do you recognize your husband's signature on page 3 at the end of the will?
Yes, sir.
And again, on the self-proving affidavit attached on page 4, is that his signature?
Yes, sir.
Or, and in fact, he signed every page of the will. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And that will was dated September 27, 1968. But that's his last will and testament, never revoked or modified, no codicils or anything of that nature. Is that true?
That's true.
Okay. And you reside in Winnie, Texas. We just are asking Judge Sylvia this morning to probate your husband's will as a minimum of title to transfer title. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
No children born to or adopted by your husband after the date of the will. Is that true?
That's true.
And of course, no marriage dissolved after the date of the will. Is that true?
That's true.
The will does not name a governmental agency or charitable organization as a devotee. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
And you have absolute knowledge of his financial affairs and are prepared to execute today an oath of no debts against the estate whatsoever against real property or of any nature. Is that true?
That's true.
And you're asking Judge Sylvia to admit the will to probate as a minimum of title this morning. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Judge, that's all we have unless you need anything further.
No, sir. Everybody admits the will to probate is minimum of title. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good day.
65 years, huh? Long
65
time. Congratulations.
years. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, last but not least, the state cause number 57, the state of Clara Faye Graham. Good morning, Ms. Gregory. You're muted, Ms. Gregory.
Lots of people would probably like to keep me that way. Judge, before we begin, Tommy Doucette and my mother are sisters.
Oh, really?
Really. And so I've known your family, Debbie, forever. And I saw on Facebook that your mom is ill.
She is. She's ready to go home.
Well, so is Mama. Mama's 96. And like your mama is ready to go see your daddy and Jesus. So is my mama. And I'm not sure in which order she wants to see them. So I'm hoping Jesus is by daddy, so Mama doesn't have to decide which one.
That's funny. Yeah, I agree.
But I didn't know. I just, and Aunt Tommy's not well either. But I did see, and I wasn't sure with your mom, and I am sorry, and I hope things are
well, thank you.
Peaceful in those days ahead.
Yeah, I saw Melvin last week, and I wondered where Tommy was, and they said she wasn't doing very good. So
no, she's not.
we'll be praying for her. You may proceed.
Thank you. All right, Judge, in my almost 40 years of practice, this is my first time to encounter this particular situation. We're here today to probate the estate of Clara Faye Graham. Clara has a will. What we've presented to the court is a copy of the will. Now, if you look, there are actually only 2 pages, and if you look at the numbering, it's page 1 and page 3 of the will. Clara was an administrator in the Port Neches School District. She was the most haphazard, organized woman I've ever known. Would that be a fair assessment of her?
Yes.
Very detailed and organized until it came to her own matters. I would imagine, as I see it, Clara slapped this on the copier, forgot you have to duplex it because she always had an assistant. I have one of those with us today. And this is what was sent to her sister. That's laying the foundation of that. I'm going to go through the witnesses, Judge, before I present my applicant. Is that all right for me to take it in that order?
Yes, ma'am. You may proceed.
All right. I would first like to call her sister, Annie. Can you lean over into the screen?
Yes.
This is Annie Flowers, sister of Clara Faye Graham.
Good morning, ma'am.
Hello, Judge. Miss Flowers, I'm going to show this envelope to you. Do you recognize this envelope?
Yes.
Okay. And it's from Clara Graham to you. It says Clara's will. Who wrote that?
I did.
Okay. And when did you open this envelope? After her death. Correct.
Yes.
So sometime since October, and I'll get into her death and all, but just the fact that this remains sealed. And if you look at the court's copy, the it's never been unstapled, and the staple marks there, the staple is actually rusty. It's just been closed up in this envelope. No one knew that this was missing 2 pages. Ms. Flowers, has there been a search for the original will?
Yes.
And where was the search made?
Soon. My house.
Also,
Probably.
okay. So you don't have personal
It's-
knowledge of the action, but it was searched for and not
Yeah.
found. And in the 2 pages that we have here, it starts by saying she's leaving you her real property. And then we're missing the next page where she would have listed the rest of her property. Who do you believe she left everything to?
Yes.
No. Who do you believe she left everything to? And what makes you think that?
She had. She was leaving everything.
We can't hear her
All
very
her
well.
possessions.
Can you speak up?
Please.
She stated that to me that she was leaving all her possessions to me.
Miss Flowers, she had money in the bank.
Yes.
Who was the beneficiary of the bank account?
She listed me.
Okay, and back she's Mary, isn't that correct?
No.
So, right, no question, things were to be left to you.
Correct.
Right. I'm gonna pass this witness.
No questions. Call your next witness, Counselor.
Okay. I will call Donna Robertson. Donna, would you state your name for the record? Donna Robertson. Can you hear Ms. Robertson?
We can.
Speak a little louder. Okay.
Donna Robertson.
Thank you.
I knew her from working in the school district well over 20 years ago, and she was instrumental in me getting hired as a administrative secretary 20 years ago.
Okay. You knew her for a long time.
Yes,
You knew her well.
yes,
You knew her professionally.
yes,
And you knew her personally.
right, yes.
I'm going to give you what is been purported to be her last will and testament, and ask you to recognize this as being Ms. Graham's handwriting.
Yes.
You have her handwriting.
No.
A witness Whose signature is that?
That is mine.
Without a doubt.
Oh, without a doubt. Yes,
And was this, in the, somewhere at the school?
it was done in her office at the school.
Was not copied. Was Viola.
She was the one who would have been the notary. She's the notary. And she was probably a witness as well, because that was her secretary and so, yes.
Does it leave?
Yes,
Or- Previously.
yes,
Viola
she died in
passed away.
2015.
Right. Who's missing and who's deceased. There's one witness. And I'm gonna pass this one.
No questions, call your next witness.
You had an opportunity to read the proof of death and other facts prior to coming to court. Approved by subscribing witness.
Yes,
Okay. And all of those statements are true and correct.
yes,
You signed it, you watched her sign. Nancy Viola
Yes.
was there at that signing.
yes,
And you'll be able to sign this in front of me as the notary at the conclusion of this.
Yes.
Is that correct? I have no further. Yes. Right. I'd like to move to the applicant. Would you state your name for the record?
Debbie Edwards.
Okay. Ms. Edwards, you are the niece of Clara Graham.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Correct.
You were not named as the executor of this estate. Annie Flowers was named as the executor, and Shelley Deckman was named as a successor.
Correct.
And both of these ladies have signed a waiver in favor of you.
Correct.
Okay. And Judge, I have Ms. Deckman present also. We can question her. She's appearing by Zoom. She does not live in our area.
Okay.
Right. So, Ms. Edwards, Ms. Graham died October 19th, 2025. She was 84 years old.
Correct.
It has not been 4 years, obviously, since she passed away. Ms. Graham resided in Winnie, Chambers County, so this court has jurisdiction. She resided here. The majority of her estate was located in Chambers County.
That's right.
Okay. She was not married. There was no marriage dissolved after she signed this will, and Ms. Graham never had any children.
Correct.
Correct. To your knowledge, this will was never revoked. She never sent another will to your mom.
Right.
Can you tell the court how diligent you have been in searching for the will?
I had searched her house in Winnie. She had a rent house in Port Neches. Searched at my mother's, and we cannot find any. We can find everything else but the will.
And we don't want to label her as a pack rat to the court. We would just say Clara never found anything she thought worthy of throwing away.
That's correct.
All right. You recognize the signature
Yes, I do.
of your aunt. Did you ever hear your aunt say how she was leaving her estate?
Not often, but she had a heart attack, or she had to go in the hospital back in heart surgery. And of course, when people get sick and they start talking about where they left things and that situation, and she had told me everything was going to her mother. I mean, my mother, which was Annie Mae Flowers.
We know the money is going according to the bank because it's in the beneficiary, but there is an IRA that does not have a beneficiary.
That's correct.
And there is a car.
Right.
Okay. And other than that, it was real estate. We're good. So, Judge, we're really needing to do this. And this IRA has $5,000 in it. And the car doesn't have great value to it. But that's really, it's just the wording of this fill in the blank. And mind you, Clara Graham could have paid many times over to have a properly drafted will. And she was in my office multiple times. And when I would ask her about a will, she would always say, I have it taken care of. I've left it to my sister. I never looked at her will. And you get what you pay for here, I guess, to all concerned. Okay. But you have agreed to step in and be the administrator or the executor of this estate. But we need it probated so you would have access to those funds with the IRA and that you can sell the car.
If needed, yes, yes, ma'am.
Well, we've got to do something
Correct.
with that car. So we're needing those letters testamentary for her just to be able to dispose of that property. You're not disqualified from serving as the executor, correct? You do not have any felony
No.
convictions, none pending. We're all good on that. Judge, I believe that's all the questions I have of this witness.
Hey, Counselor, would you like to call Ms. Detman?
I would like to call Ms. Detman. Ms. Detman, last but not least, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Detman, you were named as a successor or an alternate executor in Clara Graham's will, and you voluntarily waived that in favor of her niece, Debbie Edwards. Is that correct?
Correct.
Did you ever have a conversation with Ms. Graham regarding her will and the disposition of her estate?
Yes. I guess
And-
the probably the main one was like they talked about her heart. She'd gone in for, I think, a physical, and they sent her from the doctor's office straight to the hospital, and she had a quadruple bypass. And it was whenever she was recovering, from that, because I don't really think she thought she was going to make it just from visiting with her. And she did say that she had a will taken care of and that everything was to go to Annie Mae, her sister. Annie Mae Flowers. I can't hear you now. I see your mouth moving, but I can't hear you.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Detman. I have no further questions of that witness. So, Your Honor,
Thank you, Ms.
that's
Detman.
the testimony that I have to present to you for what we believe is the equivalent of a lost will, where we're trying to fill in the gaps of what we believe the will would consist had all the pages been included. And with that, I ask you to admit the will and the presumed contents of the missing pages and appoint Debbie Edwards as the independent executor of this estate.
So done. Good job, Counselor. That was kind of complicated. Take care.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, Judge.
That court's adjourned.
Thank you.